Alright, this next knot is one of my favorites for a terminal knot. It is one I don't use real often, but it has its place and it really does its job well. I use this on small flies, you know, talking 18 and smaller, especially with small tippets obviously, but it also really shines when you have to use a disproportionately heavy tippet to the size of your fly. You know, you get on some places like in California, the East Walker, where you might get down to size, 20 flies, but you're running 4x or 5x while you're nymphing just because there's big fish in pocketed water. And the reason this is such a good knot for that application is because it's very small once you get it tied. It doesn't have a lot of bulk. Anybody who's tied on a little tiny midge on heavy tippet, you end up with, with an improved clinch, you end up with this big, long stack of coils that is pretty unsightly if you're really working on pressured fish. And furthermore, I really like it on light fluorocarbon because you don't risk burning the line as you cinch it down. This has almost no friction as you're cinching it down. So you go through and you take your line over the running line, through the loop, and then you got to make this maneuver right here. You've gone through the loop, and you got to come under and back through. I'm going to show you that one more time. Over the running line, through the loop, under, through the loop. What you want to do, in my experience, I've seen there's a couple different schools of thought here. In my experience, it's best to hold the tag end perpendicular to your line as you cinch it down. Because where this knot gets all of its holding power is you're pinching this little part right here up against the hook eye. I realize it looks like a big knot now that we're using this heavy line, but when you're using small tippets, that is a very, very compact knot. It is good looking, it's strong. The only times I've had problems with it, when I first discovered this knot, I did what a lot of guys do. I sat around and I tied 100 of them, just sitting in my chair watching TV. My experience has been that if you get too light of a line on too thick of a hook eye, it doesn't hold well. Just because you have to pinch that little piece up against this eye, and when the eye is really thick and your line is really small, you create this void. Just from the thickness of the eye, there's this void right there, and it doesn't hold your tag as well. So experiment with this one, get comfortable with it. Don't go out and start casting the big fish right away until you feel comfortable with it. It's not a knot to just throw all your confidence in right away. If you get to where you're comfortable with it and you've experimented with line diameters versus hook eye diameters, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And it's not complicated to do once you get it figured out. It's kind of common sense, and you'll get a good feel for it. But that Davy knot is absolutely great for small flies with very compact knot size.